Welcome to Still Stella, living life sarcastically. Hi, y'all. Welcome to Still Stella, living life sarcastically. Cougar puberty, closed cabinets, and pet sanctuaries. This podcast comes with a trigger warning, extreme sarcasm, and mild emotional violence. All right, y'all. Let's just go ahead and start this off honest. I have found the one who makes most days worth it. I say most days because there are still nights where you stand over them while they're sleeping, holding a pillow. Not to do anything illegal, just conducting a spiritual evaluation. You're not gonna smother them. You're just checking the vibe. You're seeing how much bail costs in your county. That's called long-term love, baby. Now listen, at our age, we have been around the block. We didn't just walk around it. We got dragged all the way around it, lost a flip-flop, went back for it, married the block, and then divorced the block. Some of us have loved, some of us have married, some of us have divorced. Some of us did it more than once because we're optimistic and just slightly hard-headed. Divorce in your 40s and 50s. That is not a breakup. That's a CrossFit event. You are splitting up assets, splitting holidays, splitting friends. You are arguing over who gets the air fryer like it's an ancestral property. Now I know past generations frowned on divorce. Back then, you just stayed miserable until one of you passed away from mysterious stress. Sometimes divorce is not failure. Sometimes it's just self-preservation. Sometimes it's the only way to keep your blood pressure under that stroke level. And can we talk about that freedom phase? Not having to share a bed, a bathroom, a bank account, a thermostat, and plain old oxygen. You don't realize how much emotional oxygen somebody was consuming until you can breathe again. And let's address this dynamic. The empath and the narcissist. This is not a relationship. This is a hostage situation with dinner plans. You are walking on eggshells. You are monitoring moods. You are shrinking yourself so they don't feel threatened. And one day, you wake up and go, why am I tired? And I haven't even done anything yet today. Because you've been managing somebody else's emotional toddler for 15 years. No, ma'am. We retire from that. So then you get divorced. You heal. You glow up. You start drinking water. You buy plants. And then you meet somebody. And you think, did I just hit my head? Maybe I should have just started collecting dogs. Should I have opened a rescue shelter in my spare bedroom? Listen, I had a whole plan. It was going to be me, 7 rescue cats, and a very opinionated golden retriever, and 0 men leaving cabinets open. Peaceful, predictable, and no emotional negotiations. Because here's the truth nobody says out loud. I have absolutely no problem being alone. Alone is calm, the best. Alone means nobody breathing on you, nobody asking you what's for dinner, nobody chewing like they're auditioning for a horror movie. But society will have you thinking if you're single at 50, something is wrong. Nothing's wrong. Sometimes peace is exactly what we need. Sometimes peace is louder than love. Now let's discuss what really complicates relationships at this age. Cougar puberty, also known as perimenopause to menopause, also known as why am I sweating through denim? Why am I crying at a dog food commercial? Why do I want to fight someone in the cereal aisle? Your hormones have left out. Your patience evaporates. Your body is like, we are quitting estrogen. Figure it out. You wake up mad. You go to bed tired. You stand in the kitchen like, what did I come in here for? Why is the cabinet open? Why are all the damn cabinets open? Sir? Sir, how are you 50 plus years old and allergic to closing things? Drawers open, cabinets open, closet doors open, refrigerator slightly ajar like it's ventilating. I love you. I chose you. But close it before I lose it. And the wild part, 5 minutes later, you forget you were mad. Brain fog is the universe's apology for hormones. You're mid-argument, and suddenly, wait, what were we fighting about? Now you're both staring at each other like confused raccoons. And then, what do you want to watch? Now that's growth. Here's what hits the hardest at this age. We are tired. Not nap tired, soul tired. We've raised kids. We're dealing with aging parents. We're managing jobs. Our knees sound like microwave popcorn. And now our hormones are auditioning for chaos. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't even sip from it. You have to learn to say no. No to draining conversations. No to people who only call when they need something. No to being the family emotional support animal, even if it's someone you love. Sometimes space is not punishment, it's just oxygen. And let me make something else clear. You cannot pull the wool over a Southern woman's eyes. We already know. Before we ask, we know. We're not asking to gather information. We're asking to test your honesty. We will know who you talked to, what you talked about, the tone, the timestamp, and whether you deleted it. Don't test us. We grew up on sweet tea and survival instincts. And the thing about Gen X women, we are the last feral generation. We raised ourselves. We drank from garden hoses. We came home when the street lights came on. We survived dial-up internet and low-rise jeans. You think we can't detect nonsense? Please. Love at this age isn't fairy tale love. It's Did you take your meds? Did you lock the door? Why is that thermostat not on 70 degrees? Who touched the remote? It's less butterflies, more blood pressure monitoring. But when it's healthy, when it's peaceful, when you can still be yourself, loud, sarcastic, slightly unhinged, most days, it's worth it. Even if occasionally you're hovering right over them with a pillow, just checking the vibe. Thank y'all for listening. If you enjoyed today's chaos, make sure you follow or subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. New episodes drop every Thursday. And as always, share this madness with your friends because life is just way too short. You might as well marry your lobster, drink that rum, and put down the pillow, at least for now. Thank you for listening to Still Stella, Living Life Sarcastically.